Yeah. Can you hear me now? Hear me now? Can you hear me now? Let me know whether you can hear me or not. I hope you can. If not, we've got some serious problems, man. Need sound, need sound. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Yes? No? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. What have I done? I've messed things up now, haven't I? Ah, dearie me. Dare me a second, people. All right, but it says the sound should be on. You can hear me. All right, fantastic. Thank you. Thank you. Listen, lifesaver, Colin. Thank you so very much for that. Yes, welcome back to the Even segment on a Tuesday evening. Yeah, thank you, Santiago. I'll go to your comment in a while. Yeah, to the Even segment here on Canon Fodder TV. My good people, my good friends, make sure those of you who are new or watching this late stage sometime in the future, not too long future, make sure you subscribe to Canon Fodder TV. Hit the bell notification button so you can see all the latest news right here on this wonderful channel. I've got some really good reviews and comments from the show yesterday with my good friend James Rowe and a certain teacher. I'm not sure if he's watching now. My class teacher. I'm not going to mention his name. Yeah, it was a good show yesterday. I always look forward to having James Rowe on the channel every single Monday, going through some Europa Liga Cup action. Of course, we review the game that happened previous day. It was a really good one. So again, guys, make sure you subscribe, hit the bell notification button. Am I repeating myself? It's just the way it goes. Very, very sorry. So just saying, I've just been trying out this new fandangled, the angle. I'm not sure if I like it because you get to see my double chin, man. Double chin. I need to do some more sit-ups or maybe less eating, but that's going to be a different story, isn't it? Different story. Yes. So let's get into it. I believe. Let's get into it. Let's remove this from the screen. What's the first news I wanted to talk about? I've forgotten now. The first bit of news I wanted to talk about was this man here, this chap, this youngster, because I'm a lot older than him. I am. I'm not going to say how old I am, but yeah, he could be, my son. But anyway, Mikel Arteta has a lengthy dressing room chat and address with the stars. The stars? Deadwood stars. That's what they are. Deadwood stars. Does that go together? No, it doesn't. The Deadwood. Anyway, the report which comes out from the Daily Mirror, the Mirror Online, says that moments after the defeat by Wolves, Arteta went down the tunnel and waited for his players inside the home team changing rooms as soon as the full-time whistle went. Now I'm thinking at this point, where else do you want him to go? The game is finished. Of course, he needs to speak to his players straight after the game. I mean, which manager would not want to do that? So for me, that's nonsensical. Yeah, the whistle is gone. He goes to the away the home dressing room where the players are about to enter. Where else do you expect him to go? But anyway. So the report goes on. Arsenal manager went straight to the dressing rooms for a 10-minute post-match talk with his players after their 2-1 defeat to Wolves at the weekend. Arteta is normally quick to do his post-match media duties after games, but spent a long time in the dressing room after the latest defeat. One can imagine the Spanish tactician, he's not a tactician, but it's a different story, felt the need to hold an emergency meeting with his team after another awful result and poor performance, and fans will hope he can turn things around. Arteta was popular during his playing days at Arsenal, we know that, and he captained Arsenal as well. So, again, for me, it's nonsensical, this report here. Sorry, I have to drink some of the red stuff. It's Ribena, and if you believe that, you believe anything. Yeah. For me, a manager's going to want to go to speak to the players. Who wouldn't want to do that? What does he say to the players? How many times does he repeat himself to his players? And I said, if the players are not responding, Mikel, listen to Uncle Alex. If the players are not responding, then drop them. Period. If they're not responding, nephew Mikel Arteta, to your instructions, drop these players. It's as simple as that. Don't need to do any calculations or look at the stats. It's clear there. I did a post game. I did a pre-recorded segment yesterday. Ceballos and Xhaka, double trouble. They probably had. Well, Ceballos had his worst game ever for Arsenal, and he's not been responding for the best part of 2 or 3 weeks. So if the players not responding, if they're off form, nephew Arteta, drop the players. Don't make the rod of your own back. They're not responding. Drop them. I'd far rather see a youngster coming from the under 23s, Miguel Aziz, Emma Smith Rowe, playing there. They couldn't do any worse. They couldn't do any worse, Arteta. But anyway, yeah. So that is coming out from the Daily Mirror online. And the other bit of news on hot on the heels of this report about Arteta going to the change room to have an emergency meeting. Make it sound like a boardroom meeting. Stevie Nicol, yeah, ex former Liverpool defender, now on an ESPN, says Mikel Arteta, he's been Stevie Nicol is telling Arteta that it seems like the players have had enough of his tactics after the latest defeat. Mikel Arteta may be struggling at Arsenal because players have had enough of his tactics. That's the opinion of former Liverpool star Stevie Nicol, who believes the Gunners players want to do more than what is being asked of them. Really? Arteta was tasked with it, steadying the ship. Yeah, after Unai Emery was sacked. God, dearie me, man. And has done exactly that, showing the Gunners at the back and creating a solid spine. But Arsenal still have been struggling for results, beaten by Wolves 2-1. I've got to say, how can these players, how can they be tired of Arteta's instructions? They're professionals. They are professionals. How many managers have they played under in their careers? Minimum 4 or 5 managers. Each manager they come across is going to have their different tactics. So Stevie Nicol, to say that the players are probably fed up of his tactics, for me is a load of it's baloney. I didn't say the swear word there. It's baloney. These players are fed up. Now, Mikel Arteta is fed up with these players. So I repeat my same, opening gambit. If the players are not responding to your tactics, nephew Mikel Arteta, drop them. Drop them. You've got alternatives there. Willock, Emma Smith Rowe, Miguel Aziz. These players, they can do a better job. And if you say to me no, then prove it. Put them in the Premier League and see how they fare. Anyway, there's some other news in regards to Raul Jimenez. He seems to be recovering, responding again quite well. That was a quite slow. What happened there? That's better. Yeah, he's responding quite well to the treatment. Yeah, a cracked skull there. Oh, my goodness. And I do question again. I did say yesterday with James Rowe in regards to the concussion protocol. I mean, from one human being to another, you could clearly see, that it's rendered quite slow again, didn't it? What's going on there? Sorry, guys. That's better. You could clearly see that he was dazed. This is David Luiz. Irrespective of the protocol, the concussion protocol, he should not have continued playing. If there was a wound, that should tell you in itself, nah, you might want to continue, David Luiz, but we're taking you off for your own safety. Concussion, I mean, just looking at a person, I'm not a doctor, but there can be after effects. You can see he looked dazed, and what was apparent, you can see from this photo here, there's blood seeping through the bandage. I'm so disappointed with Mikel Arteta on this alone. So disappointed. You could have put David Luiz's career, at risk there. And that's just me saying that. I'm not saying anybody's just telling me to say that. I'm saying that. All right, Uncle Alex is saying that. But yeah, I mean, just let's bear thoughts. Put the how can I say it? The rivalry aside. You want players to be playing football safe. Yeah, but when you think after a concussion, and even I heard the sound as well. It was a horrible sound. But again, player safety. David Luiz should not have continued playing. Anyway, the last bit of news, talking about injuries. Thomas Partey. What's going on? That's very, very slow. Oh my goodness. Let's try again. Oh dear. Something's going on here. It's very, very, very slow. Wow. Hang on a minute. What's going on here? Right, Thomas Partey. What's going on with you? Right, there you go. That's better. We'll try this one better still. Let's try this one. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, sorry. Thomas Partey. There's like a worrying news. Yeah, Mikel Arteta delivers worrying information on Thomas Partey's injury update as Arsenal woes continue. I tell you what, man, the injuries at Arsenal just go on and on and on and on and on. But yeah, the update is Arsenal manager says that he's delivered a worrying update on Thomas Partey, and it appears that he's going to be out for quite a few more games. Quite a few more games, man. You saw he got taken off halftime against Aston Villa. And yeah, I'm thinking he's going to be missing best part of 3 or 4 games. And again, that's just me saying this. He had an injury very early in the game, and he wanted to continue in the second half, Arteta said, but they decided no, take you off. But he's going to be missing at least 3 to 4 games. So let's have a quick look at the fixture list. Oh wow, the rendering is quite slow, man. Sorry about this, people. So anyway, December. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're talking about the Everton game. Maybe he might be back in time for the Chelsea game at home. But it's going to be out for a long time, man. Long time. Yeah, £45 million, and he's in the injury room, man, receiving treatment. Not good. Not good. Anyway, let me go into the live chat for the first time. Let's see who's here with me. Right, I've got a Santiago who says, good evening, Alex. A very good show with James. Yeah, it was. I really enjoyed it. It's always good to have James on Cannon for TV, just listening to his thoughts and his experience, with interviewing players and managers as well. I forgot to leave the link yesterday for his Twitter handle. It was at James Rowe NL. But at the end of this live show, I will definitely leave the link for you guys to go over there and follow all the interviews that he's done or he's doing. Yeah. Mute, unmuted. Let's need a sound, Alex. Yes, we can hear you. Thank you for that. And it says, yeah, Alex, so go ahead. Thank you. And we get the thumbs up from. And listen. You see. Look at Colin's little picture there. He's sporting the bucket hat. Yeah, with the logo Cannon Fire TV. So guys, make sure you go out and buy some of our merchandise. The link is in the box below. I've got DWTT who says hello, Alex, and hello to you as well, my friend. Angels FC in the building. What's up, family? Big up the family. Hey, what's happening, chairman of the board? I hope you're well. And I did receive the video, your latest segment. What is your segment called, chairman? Is it what, Hennessy and Chill? Or we need to work on that, man. We need to work on that. Oh, good God. Him. Here comes the Arsenal marketing team, the only high-end function AFC currently have. Tell you what, man. Hi, says Kent. And who else do we have here? Was his trip out of the ordinary after the game? Is that why they decided to market this one? I thought that was nonsensical. Managers naturally go and speak to their team after the game, don't they? I mean, that was rubbish. Actually, I shouldn't have even featured that, as a segment or newsworthy on Cannon 42. I do apologize. Alex, it's easy. Something's not working, change it. Someone not working, out, change them. Easy, peasy, lemon, squeezy. It is. Again, you don't need to get the calculator out. You know, you don't even get you need to, ask somebody about it. It's clear enough for you there, Mikel Arteta. The players they're not performing. They're not responding. Change it. Someone said to me the quote, the sign of madness is doing this, it's doing the same thing, but expecting, a different outcome. I'm not calling Mikel Arteta crazy, by the way. Same thing with a cake. If the cake is horrible, you need to change the ingredients. Stop using the same ingredients, Mikel Arteta, and hoping that you're going to get, a tastier cake. No, you're not. The cake's going to taste the same. Change the ingredients. Put some more salt on there. Or put some more sugar. Take out the icing. Put some more raisins in there. Change up the ingredients. La, 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 la. So Bayer should start working on he's been to one heck of a fence. Oh dear. You wishing Liverpool luck tonight? Yes, guys. Again, quality stuff from Kent. Kennedy's in the house. This is the right time to part ways with Arteta. And then who's going to come in and manage Arsenal? Kennedy. Who? Looking forward to Aziz. Party not available. The situation is ripe right back now for Miguel Aziz. If only the manager would muster up the courage and say, I've seen enough. Let's change things up. You don't need to go out and buy any players, with or without a transfer window. Just look in the under 23s. The world is your oyster, Mikel Arteta. 3 players can come in there and do a job. A better job than Xhaka, a better job than Ceballos. You didn't even play El Neni. Why didn't you play El Neni? He was available. He was on the bench. Good evening, Alex. The Assemble says, quite formal there. It was disgusting. It was a disgusting shame it continued. Then minutes after we start, you could see him go very light on a header. I mean, you've got to question the medical staff, the doctor who cleared him. Really? A member of staff cleared him through the concussion protocol. Like what? Like they do in boxing? All right, David, how many fingers am I holding up? Yeah, you're clear to go. That was pure rubbish, man. Put the player's life at risk, man. Rubbish. Reminded me of Terry Butcher. Yes. I can't remember which international he played at, but yeah, you can see the red eyes, the eyes and the red band with the blood squirting out, squirt. But different times, different protocols. Well, you would have thought. Time for Aziz to get the party minutes. Free the children. Hi, David. Hi, Alex. Looking good, my brother. And so are you too, David. Long time, man. Where have you been? Where have you been, my friend? Where have you been? Oops. With so many injuries, do you think the Premiership should introduce 5 subs? Yes, it should. It should. I remember, well, I don't remember back in the day, but I remember watching footage of the players used to play in the 40s, 50s, and 60s. They never had any subs, did they? Oh my goodness. They didn't have any subs. I think the subs were probably introduced in the 60s and 70s. But God help you if you've got a player injured, man. 40s, 50s, and 60s, no subs. But yeah, I'll go for 5 subs. I think it's about time now. It's about time. And maybe have like the breaks as well. Use that to our advantage. Hennessy and chill. It's official now. All right, my brother. All right. Chill on the board, man. Nice one. I hope our work is working out for you as well. still travelling. As well as we have been crying out for time to blend players like Nelson in. We need new blood in the house. Not everything have to buy, and yeah, that's what I just said. Yeah, let's try and integrate some of these other players now. I've seen enough of Shaka. Yeah. Again, someone asked me a few weeks ago about Ceballos. Would you buy Ceballos? I said, on current form, yes, but let's wait and see what happens at the end of the season. So a few weeks further on now, if you ask me that question now, I'll probably say no. I would probably have to say no. Ceballos, what's happened to Ceballos, man? He's a good kick up the backside. A good kick up the backside, man. Also don't look like also don't look at us as fans. Oh yeah, anymore. We're customers. Got more kits than we do wins in the Prems. Yeah, they don't care what the fans think or want. I don't know. Fan power, man. Fan power. You know, I'm going to mention any names, but when you've got certain podcasts, raking in a certain amount of viewers, and you got people actually talking to certain players, for me, it doesn't bode well. It doesn't bode well. So I think the club does listen to the players, and you see certain people on podcasts featuring now on certain channels. They have some influence. But yeah, I mean, this stuff about the third and the fourth kit for me is rubbish. A load of rubbish, man. You don't need two kits. A home and away kit. You don't play home and away and then someplace else. But two kits are enough. They're enough. Also, it's more than football. It's a business. Yeah. When I was teaching English in Central America from 2009, no, tell a lie, it wasn't 2009. It was from 2007 to 2009, and I was working in an academy teaching English, and they had a TV in the reception area, and you know what they had? They had the Premier League, Barclays Premier League. They were showing Newcastle playing. Yeah, I was thinking, oh my goodness, yeah, Manchester United. Football is big business. It's global, global. Hi, Alex, and Don 1982. I hope you're well, my friend. I hope you're well. Guys, thank you for coming in on what's today? A Tuesday evening over here, UK time. What did you think of the FA Cup draw? I haven't actually seen it. I haven't seen it to be honest. Again, I've got people have been asking me, why don't you do like football fantasy and do this? And I don't really have enough time for that. But I do need to get on top of that thing there. Yeah, the FA Cup draw. I haven't seen anything yet, to be honest. But I need to get back. What do you think of the draw? I'm very back at you. What do you think of the draw? It was a good game. In fairness, Louis should have gone off. In every other sport, they've gone off. Yeah, but again, from one human being to another, thinking get the person off, get him off. Has anyone looked at the staff Arteta is using? These players seem demotivated for some odd reason. Well, like I said, one of the report I read there, Stephen Nicol, former Liverpool defender, says that the players they're fed up. They're fed up of his tactics. I'm thinking, fed up? They're just not good enough. They're just not good enough, and they're disrespectful. Disrespectful. And that's what happens when you have players who are what's the word I'm looking for? They feel not obligated. I can't remember the word now I'm looking for. Privileged. The players they're privileged. They're too much in a privileged position. They think, well, I earn a certain amount of millions per year. I'm okay. I'm all right. Who are you to tell me I earn more money than you? They're too privileged. Demotivated? Nah. And I do blame Mikel Arteta for this because he's pardon the phrase, but he's bedded them in. It's like, life is so cool at Arsenal. I don't really have to perform. Demotivated? Is he on board? Nah, I disagree. I completely disagree. All right, what's happened to the camera? The camera's frozen. Sorry about that, people. Oh, what's happened? Yeah, there you go. Yeah, not demoted for some reason. They're just lazy. Lazy. Good players have always had a great coach, mentor. For Pele, it was his father. Yeah, yeah. I mean, when you are again, I've not been privileged to go in that place where I've earned thousands of pounds, becoming a professional footballer. I never reached that level, but you become so detached and you forget where you've come from. You've had to fight so much to get to that position. Privileged, privileged, not demotivated. They're lazy and they're not good enough. Do you think Arsenal will get top four? No, I think they will reach sixth position. That's the highest they will get this season. Would I put my house on it? No, I wouldn't. Answer bias now is a no for me. Yeah, he's got too comfortable. See, when he was fighting for his place last season, he played well. I wouldn't spend more than 21 on him. I wouldn't spend a penny, a cent, a dime, nothing on him, man. Alex says, any thoughts on Auba's recent form? It's disgusting. Auba's form is disgusting. Should have been dropped. And that's what happens. Yeah, you give people, players the privilege, to perform, actually they're not performing, but you give them the red carpet to be in the first 11 when they do not have a divine right to be in the first team. That's what happens. They're so comfortable, they're so privileged. Yeah, I'm in training. Yeah, I'm gonna have a kickabout with my mates because I know come Monday night or Thursday night I'm gonna be in the starting 11. Arteta, you're the one saying it doesn't matter what the players did 2 weeks ago, 2 seasons ago. They start with a clean slate. I'm sorry. These same players showed what kind of people they are towards the end of Arsene Wenger, for Unai Emery's reign, right up until this point. So when are we going to start? Well, actually, when is Arsenal going to believe these players? They've been showing you what kind of people they are, what kind of players they are. They're just not good enough. Period. They're not good enough. But yeah, I think this one was absolutely disgusting. Yeah, it's not as easy as putting him from, the left side into the central attack. He's got to do his part now. He hasn't been doing his part. And so, drop him. Sorry, I have to go again, women. Shopping. Mover says, with how bad we are playing right now, I can't wait to do. If I tell you what, if you are doing that, I'm going to delete and mute every single mention of our number 10. You think I'm joking? You think I'm joking, don't you? I would have brought back Ramsey, not Ceballos. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think Ramsey had his time, man. He had his time. And he couldn't say injury free as well. Well, Alex, we've agreed there's not demotivated. Let's see if Arteta brings them into shape or leave the choice is easy. Listen. Our next game is against them lot, away from home. Do you think Arteta's going to change anything? He might change one or two players. The players who have been failing him, game in and game out, he's going to continue to play. He won't be brave enough to bring in an Emma Smith-Rowe in. He won't be brave enough to bring in Saliba. He's definitely not brave enough to bring Miguel Aziz. He's not brave enough to throw in Bellingham instead of Auba. He's not that brave. Carol says, good evening to you, my friend. I hope you're well. It's been a long time. You haven't been here. David Luiz was allowed to drive home. Thank God it wasn't a disaster. Stupidity, and he's got a young family. But you've got an asset, okay? The asset belongs to you. I mean, I don't like to call players, but that's what it is. You got players, playing for a club, and these are assets that belong to the club. Wouldn't you thought that the club will look after their assets? The player received a serious blow on his head. Blood seeping out, they refuse to sub him immediately. And they let him drive home. goodness. It's disgusting. Play the kids against Tottenham rotten. What's the worst that can happen, honestly? And that's the point I'm saying. Couldn't get any worse than what we have now. Couldn't get any worse. Oops. Today's word is easy. Also said players with 2 years left will renew or go. Have yet to follow their own rules. Why should the players? Easy. Will you take back Fabregas? No, I wouldn't. I would not. This is not Arsenal style football. They should start working on basics. Work hard, cohesion first. These are not Arsenal's level players. You know what? I'm always surprised when my mind reminds me to go back and look at the documentary 89, when we had to go to Anfield and beat Liverpool by 2 clear goals. I'm always surprised at the velocity, the speed of the game. I mean, God, dear me, man. How quick the game is being played. And you look at how we play football now. In modern football now, Arsenal have regressed. We have regressed. Again, look at the match there. How we kicked off against Liverpool. Quick pace. And you look at how we played against Wolves. There's no comparison. Nothing at all. Movement is a killer. Arteta, what you doing? I think we'll win this weekend, but it will paper over some very large cracks. Bullet Sticks 99, welcome, my friend. I hope you're well. Thank you for the shout outs on Twitter. That will be typical Arsenal. Typical Arsenal. We've been struggling. You know, haven't in the last it's 1 win in 9 or 10, and we go to them lot and we beat them. That would be typical Arsenal. Typical Arsenal. Actually, that camera's that camera. It's not looking too good, is it? I'll take that one off. Yeah, that would be typical Arsenal. Let start Emerson Rowe, Aziz, Florian Bellingham, Daniel Ballard, and Harry Smith, highly regarded. Period. Couldn't get any worse. It takes a strong manager to do that. George Graham would have done that. Mikel Arteta won't do that. He won't do it. If there was one player you could bring back or who could be, it would be Patrick Vieira. Patrick Vieira stroke Tony Adams. Because we don't have a captain. We don't have any leadership at all. One voice to rule them all. That comes from Lord of the Rings. One ring, one leader to rule them all. So, yeah, Patrick Vieira stroke Tony Adams. We don't have a leader. Who's the one talking, shouting, communicating? At the least, it should be the goalkeeper. And we know Leno. Period. When we are out of a worse, we can always pull out a big performance to make Spurs look Spursy. I hope so, man. I hope so. Do you remember when Forest were too good to go down? It might just take that for Arsenal to wake up, and maybe, Silent Stand might sell. Maybe that's what it's probably going to take. We've never been relegated in our history, but maybe it might take that for people to smell the coffee. Vieira, oh Vieira, Easy Vieira, please come back. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm only making the comparisons in regards to the manager then, where he got rid of a lot of luxury players compared to now, and he had to do that. You can't have players ruling the roost. The powerhouse has to be the manager's office, not the players. Not the players. George Graham coming in now, he would have gotten rid of maybe 80% of these players. 80% of these players would have gotten rid of. Sorry about that, man. Oh, dearie me, man. Cannon TV, are you Arteta in or out? I am Arteta in. I don't like to see any manager lose their jobs. You know, again, a good friend of mine I worked with many, many times over quite a few years ago. He said, we sack managers. Why can't we sack players? When players don't perform, why can't we sack players? But I don't like to see managers lose their jobs. I was Unai Emery in, period. So I don't like to see managers lose their jobs. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, man. I'm sorry. Dear. To be honest, he is getting rid of players just the wrong. Hey, Muma, behave yourself, man. Behave yourself. We were relegated 1919. Then we were taken new first division over Spurs. Oh yeah, and that's why they hate us. Yeah, but it went. Well, we argued against us being relegated back in 1999, weren't we? And again, like I said, we're taken back in the new first division. Our squad is fully rotten at this point. Need to be gutted. Start from the absolute beginning. I always say, you know, which players should be forming the spine at Arsenal now in this moment. I wouldn't have Auber. Period. I wouldn't. Oops. I know you are not the biggest Guendouzi fan, but I'll take him now over Shaka. Nah, too much of a headache, man. Too much of a headache. He needs to grow up. He needs to grow up a lot more. I mean, the kids I work with are more mature than Matteo Guendouzi. And these kids are like 9 and 10 years of age. And I kid you not, they're more mature than Matteo Guendouzi. I wouldn't, neither one of them. Before any Arteta out talk, we need the board and Edu sacked. William could be Arteta's undoing. Actually, quite a few players could be his undoing, really. Keep Guindo. No one has any passion anymore. Santiago says, Alex, where would you start? If you were a manager, what would you change? I'm old school. I understand what Mikel Arteta is trying to do. He's trying to make Arsenal difficult to break down, i.e. the defence. But it can't be all about defence. You've got to have a midfield which is able to assist the midfield and a midfield able to help the attack. Last 2 seasons, we put so much of a burden on Aubameyang's shoulders to score the goals. So I understand what he's trying to do there, but you can't be parking the bus at the Emirates. We're at the Emirates, for crying out loud. Why are you parking the bus at the Emirates? So he's right. I would start with the defense, but I would have a goalkeeper like Martinez, who's commanding, who can communicate. How fantastic is it that you have a back three or back four? Even though I'm not, I don't like the back three. I'm a traditionalist. I like a back four, a strong, sturdy back four that understands each of their roles there. But how wonderful it could be, it is that if they get through the back four, the attackers I'm talking about, but you've got a goalkeeper who can clear everybody out. So I understand what he's trying to do, but you've got to give something to the midfield and give something to the attackers. It can't be all about defending. What coach in the first 11 months could handle this? Arteta needs help. A lot of help. Gary, Pep, Klopp, I won't even mention Lampard. Those top coaches or managers there would struggle with this 11. They would struggle with this 11. But then again, you know, Pep, he would have got rid of a lot of these players. So that's why I said I blame Arteta in part because there are other options that he's not even, you know, considering. Use the alternatives. If you're not getting a response from these players, Use the alternatives because it couldn't be any worse. Use your Azizes, your Ballards, your Smith Roads, your Bellangons. Use these players. And if the senior squad don't like it, tough. Because we're paying you to do a job and you're not doing your job to the best of your ability. Period. Tierney, Gabriel, Partey, Saka, yeah, and maybe Martinelli as well. Would you like to see Saliba in the FA? Yeah, of course I would. Of course I would. And the funny thing is, you listen to, Mikel said, "Oh my goodness, I made a mistake. I should have included Saliba in was it the Europa League squad?" Listen, it wasn't a mistake. He did it on purpose. And you know what it is? He just does not fancy William Saliba. And that's what happens when you have new coaches. Naturally, when a new coach comes in, he's going to say, "Oh, what, these players, I can work with these players, but I can't work with these players. I want these players gone." And then after 18 months, when things don't go, I'm just talking about our fan base. After 18 months, when a manager starts to lose 2, 3, 4 on the bounce, you want the manager gone. You want him sacked. And so then we get another new manager in. What's going to happen? The dynamics changes again. The manager going to say, "Oh, I can work with these players, but I don't want these players." You've got to make up your mind. You've got to make up your mind. We've got to stick with Mikel Arteta. I wanted Unai Emery to stay at Arsenal. I didn't want him sacked because I could foresee what was going to happen. A revolving door. After 18 months, we get a new coach in. The dynamics changes. Certain players don't feature. I could foresee this was going to happen. And what's happening? A year ago, day before yesterday, Arsenal sacked Unai Emery. And what's happening? History is repeating itself. It's repeating itself. The fan base want Arteta out. I don't want him out. I want him in. He's got a 3-year deal with Arsenal. So whatever is the process, the project, we've got to stick with it. We've got ourselves in it. We need to get ourselves out of it. By sacking Mikel Arteta is not going to solve anything. It's not going to solve anything. Elaine Shaw, it's been a long time. I hope you are well. I hope your husband's well as well, because I remember the last time, yeah. But anyway, good to see you back. We haven't been a free-scoring team for a long time. You see the players just trying to walk the ball into the goal. Have a shot. Even if the goalkeeper might save it, he might pan it out into the, in the penalty area, and someone might just be able to hit it. If you don't have a shot on goal, you're not going to score. You're not going to score. Oops. We have the worst contract management in the world of football. Always negotiating from a point of weakness. RVP, Sanchez, Auba, terrible. It's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Eternal Sun, all the way from Barbados, new manager. Brat, bop, bop, bop. Brat, bop. New manager. Let me quickly review the news of today. And the news of today has been about Mikel Arteta. Yes, Mikel Arteta, he apparently went straight to the dressing room to speak to his players, to have a meeting. All managers are going to want to go and speak to their players straight after a game. So for me, that was nonsensical. I do apologize for having that segment, like new segment there. I did say, Raul Jimenez, he seems to be responding to the treatment, a cracked skull. And of course, I said about David Luiz. You can see blood coming from his head. Should not have played. And last but not least, the party man. He's going to be out for a long time, people. A long time. So that has been the news of today. I tried to use the multi-camera angle. For some reason, it let me down. Yeah, the quality, you can see it's completely gone there. So I need to find a solution to that. I do apologize for that. but you still get to see the handsome Alex on Canon 4 TV. My wife was just arriving. You can hear my wife laughing.
Handsome.
Am I not handsome? Oh. All right, this is the last few before I wrap up this one. Let's have a look here. I spoke about Thomas Partey. Thomas Partey, the party man, is going to be out for a long time. And so that was it. That was it, people. I think I'm done and dusted. I think I finished. A slight rant in the middle, wasn't it? Could hear my voice like getting higher and higher and higher and louder and louder and louder. Oh, my goodness. What's this one here from Gareth? Does it have to be in the box to walk it in? We never play. Yeah. We basically would if we had kept Freddie Lundberg. What do you think is the real story with a Partey? I don't know. I really don't know. And again, Pablo Mari, he hadn't been injured. Comes to Arsenal and he's injured. Saliba, they won't play Saliba in the senior squad. Well, he wasn't chosen to be part of the squad. Yeah, both for Europa League and the Prem. It's a fiasco. It's a real fiasco. And Ashley says, "Hey up, power to the Gooners. You keep changing times. When are you on here? Well, if you subscribe, you could see the notification." Yeah, I do need. I'm trying. Yeah, you're right. I do need to try and keep a consistent time, but I didn't change the time this time. Yesterday it was 5:30, and today was also 5:30. But I shall bear that in mind. Ashley D. Power to the people. Oops. Then Sharp injured by Emi Martinez, who funded his transfer. Won't surprise me. I wonder if we can't afford his wages. It wouldn't surprise me too. Mentality of the players has changed since the sale of Martinez. These are the same players who were winning for us during the end of the season. I feel like Arteta has lost the dressing room. David, so do I. And you know what? I think I want to let Kent have the last comment here. Concentrate on building a good backbone through the team. Kent, thank you very much. Thank you for coming in. And again, you're not even an Arsenal supporter, so I do appreciate that. Like I said, we've got supporters, Aston Villa supporters, we've got Chelsea supporters, Liverpool supporters. So even though it's the channel for Arsenal fans all over the world, we welcome other fans as long as you keep the live chat nice and friendly and civil and don't use vulgar language. So that is it from me. Make sure you subscribe to Canon 4 TV on all platforms. That's your Facebook. Hello to my Facebook friends over there. No one's connected. Twitter, and of course, right here on YouTube. If you've been wondering, actually, I haven't reached that point yet. Make sure you subscribe to Canon 4 TV. Hit the bell notification button so you can receive all the latest news right here on Canon 4 TV. And I will be back tomorrow. No, there's no live show tomorrow. No live show tomorrow. Yeah, I've got other bits and pieces I need to be doing. So no live show tomorrow, but I'll be back on Thursday to do the post-game reaction. Tomorrow is the Voice of Reason. Yes, my brother's segment, VOR. I've seen his video. Haven't edited it yet, but from what I'm gathering, he's not happy. He's not happy. Anyhow, if you've been wondering who or what you've been listening to, well, you've been listening to Cannon Fodder, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this